Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a custom palette from one of the 6 main color schemes that are fairly established for any kind of a application of a color palette that you know will be balanced and work. So over here on the left, this requires a little bit of Photoshop skill, but nothing too extensive. On the left here, I have a pre-made file that I created, and what it has in it essentially is a layer called a color palette. That's where we're going to apply our color, and values, which are tonalities on top of it, a major color, secondary, and accent color. Now, we can adjust any of these color schemes for variation as long as they follow, where their arrows are here. If you have any familiarity with color theory, you'll recognize these. So what I want to do is I'm going to start out and I want to make a custom blend that uses these color schemes. Well, I could go through and pick colors individually and do it the difficult way if you ask me, but I'm going to do it the easy way, and that's first I'm going to select the gradation tool. I'm going to click on my gradation editor. I'm going to open that up and move it out of the way so I can see. And each time I click one of these, you can see that indicates a color. So I'm going to do a custom blend based on one of these major color palettes. And I'm going to start with my first color, and if I click on there and click on color, this dialog comes up here, but it lets me choose one. So this time I'm going to make an analogous color palette. So I'm going to start with yellow, say OK, and then this only has 2 colors, but if I want to add more, I can click and drag this over and add another one. So I'm going to click on the second one, go to color, choose green, second color in the analogous palette, okay, and then I'll click on my last color in this blend, in this color palette, and that will be the blue. Now here, this is pure hue with no tint or tonality added to it or value. So I'm going to say okay. Now I have a custom blend that based on this palette. I don't even really need this anymore. I'll leave it open for now, but we don't necessarily have to have it. So over in this file, I'll click on it to make sure it's active. We'll go to the color palette, click on that layer, make sure transparency is locked so it doesn't go everywhere. We're going to go to our blending tool, click on one side, hold down the mouse, drag across, maybe hold shift if you want it to be exactly straight. Stop on the other side and let go. Now I've created this nice blend based on an analogous palette. And these tints that were pre-created by me, these are just individual tints of white and black with different opacity that I can bind into one layer. And now I have these other color chips. First I've got the major, secondary, and the accent. So this is going to be most of our color, maybe 70%, 20%, 10%, or 25%, and whatever those percentages are. Okay, so let's go to the major color, and we'll pick this is going to be the color we're going to use the most in our design. So we'll go ahead and just get the eyedropper, and my first color I'm going to pick, which I want to be my major color, will be, I'll pick that blue. I've got the transparency locked. I can go up here. Now you can use the quick key if you know it. Foreground color. Okay, there's my major color. And now I can go to my secondary, click on the layer. And this time I'm going to pick something that has a tonal difference. You don't want them to all be in the same dark, 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 or light, light, light. You want some difference in the tonality and the color. So this time I'll pick, maybe this will be I think maybe I want to go over towards the yellow more for my secondary, and I'll pick that color. And again, I'll go edit, fill. And maybe a little light. I think I'm going to go a little darker for that. Let's try it again. Edit, fill again. It's real easy for yellows to get real washed out. And then I'll go to my last color, and this is my accent color. So if this was a room, this would be the primary, just secondary 30 to 20%, and this would be accent color. And this one, we want some value differences between the colors, and I'm going to go in here again. Got this selected, transparency is locked, so it'll go just where I want it to. This time I'll choose something in the realm of the greens, and maybe I want to go for a dark green. I've got medium, light, and this time I'll go for a darker color. Edit, fill, foreground color. And now I have a nice color palette, and this can be done with any of these palettes. Same process we followed before. If you make a file similar to the one I have, you can use any of these, create that blend. The tones and tints will let you have a selectable palette that will always work, and you can apply it to everything from interior design to designing the colors for a website. Hope it was of some value.